Johnny Depp is back, but not in the way most people expected. After years of controversy, courtroom battles, and relentless media scrutiny, he's quietly reshaping his career, moving into projects that are bold, unpredictable, and in some ways, almost reflective of his own life. Fans who remember him as Captain Jack Sparrow or Edward Scissorhands might be surprised, but this new chapter in Depp's story isn't about nostalgia, it's about reinvention. His journey has been messy, dramatic, and public, but now it's showing the world a different side of him, a side that's not just surviving the storm, but creating entirely new worlds. The trial with Amber Heard left Depp in a place few could imagine. He described himself as a crash test dummy for Me Too, a comment that stunned even his closest supporters. Behind the headlines and public scrutiny, he faced betrayal from people he once trusted. Those closest to him, according to sources, distanced themselves when the trial began, and for a time, it seemed like his career might never recover. But Depp has never been the kind to sit back and let life dictate his story. Instead, he's used those experiences as fuel for the next stage of his career, choosing roles and projects that challenge him creatively and resonate deeply with who he is now. One of the boldest moves in Depp's comeback is stepping into the director's chair for Modì, 3 Days on the Wing of Madness, a biopic about the painter Amedeo Modigliani. While many expected Depp to return to familiar franchises or small independent films, directing a complex, emotionally heavy project was unexpected. The film explores the life of Modigliani, an artist celebrated for his unique style but tormented by personal demons. Depp's fascination with the tortured genius seems almost autobiographical. Insiders say he was deeply involved in every creative decision, from casting to visual aesthetics, ensuring that the film captured the intensity and vulnerability of Modigliani's world. When it premiered at the San Sebastian Film Festival, critics and audiences alike were taken aback by the depth of vision and nuance in Depp's direction. The film is set for a North American release on November 7, 2025, and anticipation is high, not just for the story of the painter, but to see Depp's vision come to life on the big screen. But directing wasn't the only way Depp is reinventing himself. He's also taking on roles that are dramatically different from anything he's done in the past. One of the most surprising announcements was his casting as Ebenezer Scrooge in a new adaptation of Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol. At first glance, it seems like a step into conventional territory, but the symbolism is hard to ignore. Scrooge is a man haunted by his past, forced to confront his failures and choices, a narrative that mirrors Depp's own very public reckoning. The film, titled Ebenezer, A Christmas Carol, is being directed by T. West, with Paramount Pictures backing the project. Set for a November 13, 2026 release, this adaptation promises a darker, more psychologically complex Scrooge, and Depp is reportedly embracing the role with an intensity that few would expect from a story often considered family-friendly. It's a statement, not just a role. Depp is showing that he can tackle characters who are morally complex and emotionally layered, much like the man behind the headlines himself. Simultaneously, Depp is diving into a different genre with Day Drinker, an upcoming action-noir thriller. This film follows a private yacht bartender who encounters a mysterious figure known only as the Day Drinker, leading to a spiral of crime, deceit, and danger. Co-starring Penelope Cruz and Madeline Klein, the film represents another shift in Depp's career trajectory. He's moving from gothic and eccentric characters to something grounded in tension, suspense, and contemporary stakes. The role is risky, challenging him to balance charm, danger, and vulnerability in ways that few actors can. But Depp has always thrived in risk, taking on characters that other actors might shy away from. With Day Drinker, he's signaling that he's willing to step into dark, morally ambiguous territory, yet again reflecting the complexity of his own life and career. Not content to stick to conventional media, Depp is also exploring storytelling through a more unconventional medium, graphic novels. He's collaborating with Ridley Scott on a series called Hyde, in which he embodies the duality of the iconic character Mr. Hyde. This project allows Depp to explore the madness and magic within a character, embracing darkness and complexity that are difficult to capture on traditional screens. The graphic novel format offers him creative freedom, letting him shape narrative, visuals, and character in ways a film might not. It's a project that speaks to Depp's desire to push boundaries and experiment with new forms of storytelling. For him, this isn't just acting, it's a creative exploration, a way to externalize the dualities of human nature that he's been grappling with both personally and professionally. Amid these new ventures, rumors of a return to Pirates of the Caribbean continue to swirl. Producer Jerry Bruckheimer has hinted that conversations have taken place about a sixth installment featuring Depp's iconic Captain Jack Sparrow. If he likes the way the part's written, Bruckheimer said, he would do it. The tension is palpable. Will Depp return to the franchise that made him a global superstar, or is this a moment for him to redefine his career without the weight of legacy roles? Fans are divided, speculating endlessly about whether Sparrow will rise again. But if there's one thing Depp has proven, it's that he chooses projects not just for fame or nostalgia, but for personal resonance and creative challenge. Beyond the projects, Depp's personal reflections have become an essential part of the narrative. In interviews, he has spoken openly about feeling betrayed by people close to him during his legal battles, and how those experiences reshaped his understanding of trust, loyalty, and resilience. Insiders say that despite the public drama, Depp now feels vindicated, viewing his comeback as a long-awaited chance to reclaim his narrative on his own terms. It's a subtle, powerful transformation. The man who once seemed battered by the public is now crafting a deliberate, meaningful return, proving that he's more than just a tabloid headline. The comeback is about more than just projects, it's about legacy. Depp's choices reflect a desire to be remembered not for a trial or controversy, but for artistry, risk-taking, and authenticity. His return is deliberate and methodical, with each role and project adding layers to a story that the public is still uncovering. From directing Modì, embracing darker characters in Hyde, taking risks in Day Drinker, to surprising audiences as Scrooge, Depp is building a mosaic of creative ambition and personal reinvention. Every decision seems to carry weight, an awareness of how the past has shaped him and how he wants the world to perceive the man behind the myth. It's tempting to view Depp's resurgence through the lens of celebrity drama, but that would miss the larger story. This is a man who has endured public scrutiny, professional setbacks, and personal betrayal, and emerged ready to create rather than merely consume. His choices are unconventional, risky, and sometimes shocking, but they reflect someone fully committed to storytelling in all its forms. Whether through film, action thrillers, or graphic novels, Depp is proving that his artistry cannot be constrained by expectation or scandal. As the world watches, the question isn't just whether Johnny Depp will succeed in his new projects, it's whether he will redefine what it means to come back in Hollywood. Many stars attempt comebacks, but few do so on their own terms, blending risk, personal narrative, and creative exploration in ways that feel authentic and unapologetic. Depp's story is still unfolding, but the trajectory is clear. He's moving forward, not backward. Every announcement, every project, every bold choice is part of a larger tapestry that challenges both his audience and himself. And perhaps the most fascinating part is how his story mirrors his art. Depp has always gravitated toward characters who live on the fringes, who are flawed, eccentric, and deeply human. Now, in real life, he embodies those same qualities, choosing projects that are unconventional, embracing risk, and refusing to be defined by the past. This is a man rebuilding his career, reputation, and personal identity all at once. It's messy, dramatic, and intensely human, but it's also magnetic and impossible to ignore. In the end, Johnny Depp's comeback is more than headlines and fan speculation. It's a study in resilience, creativity, and personal reinvention. He's no longer just the actor who played Jack Sparrow. He's a director, a risk-taker, a storyteller in multiple forms, and an artist reclaiming his narrative. Whether it's the emotional depth of Modì, the eerie transformation of Scrooge, the suspense of Day Drinker, or the dark exploration of Mr. Hyde, Depp is proving that he is still capable of surprising us and himself. His journey raises a bigger question for fans and observers alike. Is this the story of redemption, reinvention, or both? Whatever the answer, one thing is certain: Johnny Depp is back, and he's writing the next chapter entirely on his own terms.